won't make any difference at the end of the day. You know better than anyone else that no one could escape.
Phantom Blade Zero is an upcoming hack-and-slash RPG and the spiritual successor to S-Game's independent game formulated in RPG Maker back in 2010. Conceptually, they're one and the same, only with the latest project being a full-fledged semi-open world RPG with the power of the PlayStation 5 to elevate it to a new degree. And while the heart of the studio's decade-old creation is still alive and kicking, Phantom Blade Zero will, and rightfully so, be a little more mechanically, visually, and orally in tune with modern technology. It isn't half-baked, is what we're saying. But what is it all about, and how will this independent RPG look to compete with some of the industry's biggest players? Well, take a gander at some of the in-game screenshots that S-Game has provided to date, and you'll see exactly why our expectations are at an all-time high with this one. Phantom Blade Zero will hurl you into the realm of Phantom World, a steampunk locker that's apparently made up of Chinese kung fu, intricate machines reminiscent of steampunk, arts of the occult, and intriguing stuff that doesn't quite fit into any of these categories. It is within this world that you, an elite assassin marked for death by your former outfit known as the Order, will take your place. Left for dead and wrongly accused of murdering the Order's beloved patriarch, you will have just 66 days to not only make amends for the crimes you never committed, but locate the mastermind who initially wronged you. To do this, you will need to act under the cover of darkness and battle your way through powerful foes and inhuman monstrosities. Even if it kills you, justice is knocking. It's time to answer the door. Let's acknowledge the elephant in the room. Phantom Blade Zero. It looks a whole lot like a Souls game, doesn't it? That, as well as Ninja Gaiden, are actually what inspired a few of the elements. Fast, chaotic, and laden with colossal foes and questionably unfair win conditions. Let it be said that S-Game has gone all out to build something that'll make any Ninja Gaiden swoon. What's interesting here is the combat. S-Game describes it as being reminiscent of the sleek, breathtaking moves in kung fu movies back in the 1990s. To this end, players can certainly expect to see their fair share of slinky combat maneuvers and lightning-fast abilities jolt to life, presumably in situations that'll involve waves of enemies. Lucky for us, during the decade making mobile games, we learned to simplify things in favor of touchscreens, giving players a way to execute elaborate chains of moves with a minimum amount of button mashing, said Soulframe Liang of S-Game. As it turns out, with some tweaks, this mechanism works just as well on controllers. Phantom Blade Zero unfolds in a semi-open world, added Liang. We are aware that open world is the buzzword in these days, but with limited resources, we would rather present you multiple maps of reasonable size and handcrafted and populated with diverse activities, instead of one huge continuity full of repurposed, reused assets. Granted, the PlayStation Showcase that aired earlier this year paved the way for countless good-looking IPs. However, to our utmost surprise, it was actually S-Game that caught our eye with Phantom Blade Zero. Curious to learn more about it, we found ourselves going on a little trip down memory lane with S-Game founder and CEO, Soulframe Liang. Right now, we can't say for sure when Phantom Blade Zero will be coming out. What we do know, however, is that it'll be exclusive to PS5, so we can already chalk out the possibility of it hitting Xbox, Switch, and any X-Gen platforms, for that matter. If we're lucky, then S-Game could bring the game out as early as 2024. But again, it's a little too early to call it at the moment. If a special edition is what you're after, then you're probably going to be waiting for a while. Turns out, there aren't any just yet, nor will there be anything of the sort until S-Game manages to tie up all the loose ends. If there is something stowed away in the pipeline, then the devs are sure to announce it a little closer to the time of its launch.
You know better than anyone else that no one could escape.
Everyone wears a mask! You too!
This is a real face!
He let you live? What secret did you sell him? Patience is the key, Master. Time is not on his side. All we have to do is wait.
Yes. Let's kill him with time.